Rhys Williams touches down. But they've been very scratchy in a lot of areas, Wales.
Yes, they have. Obviously, you're going to get a few unenforced errors with conditions like this. But there's been enough plus points in this first half, and I think the longer the game goes on, certainly the Tongan scrum is going to get considerably weaker, and I think that's where Wales can get real advantage.
Force forward by a Tongan hand, so it's the advantage to Wales. 2 knock-ons now, so it's another one of those scrums.
Yes, the Welsh scrum's been no problem at all, and Tonga have certainly struggled to keep it straight, and a good opportunity here for Wales to try and get us another score just before half time.
Wait for the call. Come forward, Rin. Break up, fellas. Let's sit square the touchlines, please. Come around, White.
Strong men, the Tongans. Quite a few of them play in the NFL in America. There are 2 Tongans now. The lucrative sumo circuit in Japan, and they've managed to get a free kick out of that one. There's a thundering run. That's more like South Sea Island Polynesian stuff. That not 10 metres, Wales. Martins takes it quickly again. They're not 10, but it was poor from Martins, and Holland with a rather optimistic drop of goal, to say the least. Rhys Williams slices off his boot. Wales only leading by 14 points to 10 as we approach the half-time break. And your summation of this Welsh performance in the first half, Jamie?
Well, they're in the lead, that's one thing, by 4 points, but certainly they need to tighten up their game to secure a victory this evening.
Wales do lead though by 14 points to 10. Analysis from Ian Evans and Scott Hastings after the break. Thank you very much, chaps. Yes, the Tongans have had 2 wins in the World Cup against the Ivory Coast, and very famously against Italy in 1999. You might remember at Leicester when Tui Peluto dropped a goal at injury time to squeeze the Tongans home by 28 points to 25. But Jamie, do you agree with the guys in the studio that should be the tactical approach in the second half?
Very much so. You're not going to get any prizes from running the ball from deep on a night like this. You've got to play it deep in the opposition territory. And tactically, it's very important now that Jarvis is captain and Gareth Cooper and Stephen Jones get it absolutely right, because I think they're missing Sonny Parker in midfield to take it up the middle.
Yes, he was very direct and very effective against Canada. Finakito knocks forward, but offside against the Tongans.
Could be the perfect start for Wales. Dead right decision from Paul Honus. Mark Jones goes in, and certainly Barkey does not know the laws of the game. He should have just let that ball go, and Stephen Jones can get a 7-point lead up for Wales, which would be a perfect way to start this half, because I think that the longer this is close, the harder it's going to be for Wales. They've just got to stretch this lead in 17 to 20, get a 10-point lead, do it on that sort of basis.
Successful with 3 penalties so far, make that 4, and the lead is extended 17 points to 10. And so often these smaller nations, the weaker nations, can make a fight of things in the first half, but then they begin to tire, and the more senior sides, the professional sides, take over and rack up big scores. Will that happen in this second half? But let's remember that the conditions out there very difficult indeed. The rain does seem to have eased quite considerably, but the ball very slippery, handling difficult.
It's a super pitch though. It's in great nick, this pitch here, and another very impressive stadium.
Jarvis. Winston Harris to Mark Taylor. Tongans attempting to intercept there, and Mark Taylor thumping it downfield, long way downfield via Nuku, who slices that one. A chance for Wales to run here through Mark Jones. Vanaka makes the tackle. Rhys Williams to Stephen Jones.
Player here. Number 6, straight off your feet.
Number 6, straight off your feet. You can probably hear Paul Honus saying that. That's David Jones. So a little bit of indiscipline from Wales, but again, if they've got good, clean, quick ball, they might have been able to open up this Tongan defence.
Yes, great pity for Wales. Wayward kick from Tonga, didn't capitalise on it. And now they're in their own 22 with a Tongan line out. And can they disrupt this? Because Tongan will obviously look to keep it down here for as long as possible.
We've seen a lot of poor tactical kicking in this match so far. Tongan forwards very late to the line out. Goes to a tail and driven forward by Lavaka. And now Vanaka. Martins. It's all a bit static there for Holla. It's going to be hard to find your way through a defence at that pace. Taking the ball, standing still, and the Welsh win the ball back. Sidoli. Yeston Harris. And great yardage. Tongan's back in possession by Nuka, whose kicking has been pretty poor in this match so far. Either fails to find touch, or when he does, he slices it. Rhys Williams with a chip and chase. Number 8, Ben-Hur Kivalu. Who needs a chariot? Fenukitai, no advantage. Offside against the Welsh.
Well, the touch judge on the far side had his flag up momentarily.
Come on, Pablo.
And Pablo De Luca has spotted something, and I think it was the ball being thrown by the Tongan player. I don't think it's this particular incident, I don't think. They're just having a bit of a cuddle, unless something else is going to happen. But he threw the ball in the face. I think it was Apiaki who threw the ball into the face of one of the Welsh players, and he might reverse this decision.
Change the penalty. Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, against white. Thank you. 6 white, 6 red. 6 white, 6
and it's
red.
kickable. If he reverses this, it's kickable for Wales.
There'll be once litigation. Pablo De Luca's got a law degree, so he can move it forward.
I'm now returning the penalty, reversing the penalty against whites. Penalty here to red. Showing the ball into his face. Showing the ball into his face.
Well, you heard what Honus said. He was throwing the ball in the face, and Apiaki is not happy with it, and here comes the penalty attempt. So this could be a very good break indeed for Wales. I didn't think it was too bad. Top right of your picture. There you are, Apiaki's been pushed off the ball by Dapper James. There goes the ball in his face. Doesn't keep his discipline. Now, he might have had a little bit of a slot at him as well. So, well, it wasn't Apiaki either, actually. It was, yes, it was Apiaki. Beg your pardon. So, well played Dapper Jones, because he kept his cool and got the penalty reversed.
Well, you might say, or the Tongan captain might say, here's another fine mess you've got me into, Stanley, because he's possibly given away 3 points, the big number 7. Not this time. So Stanley Apiaki gets away with it. Tonga get away with it. The score remains Wales 17, Tonga 10. 1 try apiece. Gareth Cooper with that very incisive blindside break in the first half, and Pierre Holla, the man who's just taken that restart for Tonga, scoring a try for them. Shanklin picks the ball up. Now Stephen Jones. Yeston Harris. It's very high. It's not going to go too far. Advantage to Tonga. There's a knock forward. Shalilo Martins takes the ball into contact. Stephen Jones with the tackle. Fenukitai out now. Dreadlocks make him easy to spot. Martins. Not a good kick. Straight to Shanklin. And Shanklin strong. That's a powerful run. Eventually it's Kivalu who brings him to ground. Now can Wales build on this? Yeston Harris. Mismove brings in Rhys Williams. Sidoli. Mark Jones. Tonga defence looks pretty well organised though. Stephen Jones. Support from David Jones. Stayed on his feet, David Jones. The Tongans did an advantage to the Reds. Here's Rhys Williams, and half through now. Go Wales. Methven Davis, Gareth Cooper, tackled by Holla. Colin Jarvis, forward pass. But a tremendous blast through the middle of the field by the hooker Methven Davis there. Pity about the forward pass. Again, the final moments from Wales are costing them dear.
Yes, they certainly are. Golden opportunity there. And the Tongan defence is now at 6s and 7s. It's not organised. Good handoff. Well done, Methven Davis. And to be fair to him, presents the ball well, and it's quick ball. That's what you want, quick ball. And that's the little pop inside to Jarvis that just goes forward. What I'm really interested in now is how good is this Tongan scrum? I think it's in real trouble.
Standing up, White, standing up. No, you stood up. The pressure was fine. You stood up.
I never ever thought I'd see the day when a Harlequin centre became an expert in scrummaging.
I never claimed that, I just said they were in trouble.
David Soul, if you're watching, you've got a rival.
And there you see it's going backwards pretty smartly. Front row stands up to basically say we can't cope with this pressure. And the way Stephen Jones is kicking, I don't want to put the kibosh on him, but here we go.
He missed the last one. That's 2 in a row from Stephen Jones, and really, as Ryan Evans and Scott Hastings were saying, they really have to capitalise on this pressure on the Tongan side. Although you fancy the Tongans perhaps are tiring, and it is hugely exhausting for a set of forwards to be out-scrummaged the way they're being out-scrummaged here tonight. It does drain physically. So at the moment, I think we fancy Wales to win this one. Here's Shanklin, Yeston Harris. We don't want a shocker here in Canberra from Wales. They've experienced it before in the World Cup. Good presentation of the ball. Lilo Martins, Benu Kitau knocks forward. Advantage for Wales. Turnover ball. Poor pass from Gareth Cooper, though. They're all over the place here. Now Mark Taylor, the Lions centre, suffered quite badly in recent seasons, the 30-year-old with a knee injury. Alex Popham pops it beautifully to Jones. That's Rhys Williams. Advantage to Wales. The Tongans now off their feet. Cavalu are starting to give away a lot of penalties.
Yeah.
You're giving too many penalties now. At the tackle, you're coming in from the side and off your feet. Talk to your players. Let's get some discipline, please.
Well, he should have also said, in my view, if it keeps on going, Sunshine, you're going to get a few yellows. And he was the captain, Ben-Hur Cavalu, and I thought that was a perfect opportunity for Hone to say, I'm going to start dishing out a few colours here. And he didn't, so he hasn't given the... Well, it is a warning of sorts. But anyway, Wales staying in the Tongan half.
Methven Davis. Good leap by Popham. Methven Davis has the ball under control. Someone's lost a boot. But Wales have not lost their way. Well, yeah, in front of the ball carrier, obstruction and a penalty to Tonga. Disappointing.
It was disappointing, but tactically it was right. Catch and drive. They know the Tongan forwards are struggling. And I think tactically that was the right option to go for. And a good call by Jarvis to do that sort of move, a catch and drive off the line out. And it's just a pity they couldn't execute it to the full.
Yeah, away we go. Come on, away. No, we're playing on.
But they are beginning to squeeze the life out of this Tongan team.
Thank you.
Referee says play on as the prop forward receives some treatment. Kisi Pulu.
Well, here's the catch and drive. And I think he's basically, yeah, that's when it had become detached. And Llewellyn went straight into the back of Sidoli. So it was a fair call from Honus.
Maisi. And Wales spoiling well on the line out of Methven Davis with a crunching tackle there on Kisi Pulu. It was a Tongan-like tackle from the Welshman. Martins. Hold to the ground. Greco-Roman wrestling in there at the moment. Benu Kitau, and that's crossing surely. Yes, it is. Fenakito, the dummy runner. It did create the hole for Holla. But the Holla hole wasn't fully
6 wide, crossing obstruction.
Yeah, good call. The Tongan crowd don't like it. I'm sorry, the Canberra crowd don't like it, who adopted Tonga. To remind everybody that Tongan seems to be the adopted sons of the Canberra people. But as you'll see, it's the man coming